Good evening and welcome to the Duncan Valley Electric Co-op's 73rd annual meeting. I hope all of you are able to view this presentation without any problems. We would really appreciate any feedback that you may have in using our website. The health and safety of our members, customers, and community is of utmost importance to DVEC as we continue to deal with the coronavirus. I realize how difficult it is for everyone to have to maintain a normal life as we work through this pandemic. Please do your part to beat this so that we may get back to some sort of normal in the very near future. Due to the current pandemic circumstances and the size of our boardroom, you will only hear from Mr. Steve Lunt, CEO, and myself today. DVEC is proud to be your electric and natural gas cooperative. 2019 was a good year overall. However, our margins are not what we would like them to be. Therefore, we are having discussions about a future rate increase. We will have more information as we proceed. I hope everyone that wanted to got their name in for the Continued Education Scholarship. Mr. Lunt will announce the winner in his presentation. Through our newly formed Community Engagement Committee, the board has approved donations and have promoted a number of programs throughout our membership. Since schools are closed for the remainder of this year, Duncan Valley Electric has donated $5,000 to the Duncan Unified Schools to help purchase computers. These computers will be used for students that do not have resources in their homes to continue their education. Your co-op will be involved in getting people out to vote this fall. We will be promoting the Co-op Votes campaign, reminding our government officials that people in cooperative territories are important voters. Mr. Lunt will be announcing winners of the Washington Youth Tour and the Judy White Scholarships. Congratulations to our students that will be receiving these awards. Like many other activities that we have looked forward to, I'm very sorry the Washington Youth Tour has been canceled for this year's high school juniors. Mr. Lunt will have more information in his presentation. Finally, let me say thank you to our board for the job they do for the cooperative. Representing District 1 is Larry Avila, Tom Powers, and Judy McKinley, who serves as the board secretary and treasurer and as the co-op's representative on the Arizona's Generation and Transmission Cooperative. Representing District 2 is Leon Reynolds and Dusty Robinette and Frank Downs. Frank Downs also serves as the board vice president and as a co-op representative on our statewide board. From District 3, along with myself, the other director is Vance Lee, who also serves as Duncan Valley's electric cooperative representative on the statewide board. Also, thanks to the staff and the employees for all they do. What a great job they are doing keeping the doors open and continuing to serve our members. Thank you, our members, for joining me today, and thank you for supporting the co-op.
Hello, members. It is my privilege to give a report on the cooperative for the 2020 annual meeting. We will miss meeting with you in person this year due to the pandemic circumstances. Let's begin by getting the administrative tasks of our meeting out of the way. Per the bylaws of the cooperative, a quorum for the transaction of business at all meetings of the members when the total numbers of the members exceeds 1,000 members, shall be 50 members present in person or by ballot. As of the mailing of the official notice, the cooperative had 1,709 members of record. 276 members returned ballots, which constitutes a quorum for this meeting of the members. Included with the official notice was an affidavit of mailing, providing proof of mailing of the notice of the meeting. 239 members returned ballots with an approval of the minutes of the 2019 annual meeting. The minutes stand approved. As I prepared the presentation for this unique annual meeting, I began to think how our annual meetings encapsulate the 7 cooperative principles. So today, as I present the reports of the officers, directors, and committees, I will be pointing out the cooperative principles we follow that pertain to these reports. As I present the reports, they will not follow in any specific order, but here are the basic principles that we abide by. Number 1, voluntary and open membership. Membership is available to any person, association, corporation, or political body. By taking service from the cooperative, you agree to be a member and abide by its bylaws and policies. Part of your membership is the right to be involved in the second cooperative principle, democratic member control. Thank you to those of you who voted for directors as part of this annual meeting. Your taking service from the cooperative involves you in the third cooperative principle, members' economic participation. The rates and fees you pay for services are invested in the distribution and generation plant of the cooperative and help pay for salaries and other expenses. If the cooperative's operations provide a positive margin, any excess is credited as patronage to each member in ratio to their use of cooperative services. Autonomy and independence is the fourth principle. Other than governmental oversight, the cooperative answers to its members through its democratically elected directors. We are not beholden to outside investors. The fifth principle is education, training, and information. Cooperatives provide education and training to their members, elected representatives, managers, and employees, so they can contribute effectively to the development of their cooperatives. The sixth principle is cooperation among cooperatives. Cooperatives serve their members most effectively and strengthen the cooperative movement by working together. And the seventh principle is concern for community. As Mr. Frie reported in his report, the cooperatives invest back in their community through scholarships, programs, and direct donations to the community causes. We believe that these investments are important not just to our cooperative, but also for our local and world community and economy. The financial report is the third cooperative principle, members' economic participation. In the 2019 financial report we mailed you, you can see on line 3 of the balance sheet that we added over $540,000 in distribution and general plant assets. We continue to make improvements to our distribution plant and our substations. We have also invested in some new service trucks that improve our ability to work safely. On line 22 of the balance sheet, you can see we have increased our debt through borrowings and capital leases by just over $209,000. Mr. Frie mentioned in his report that margins are not where we would like them to be. On the statement of operations on line 9, you can see the cooperative had operating losses of about $234,000 last year. The non-operating income on line 10 doesn't represent actual cash flow to the cooperative, as some of the interest that we earn, which is on line 10A, is automatically reinvested, and only a small portion of the capital credits on line 10B come back to the cooperative as cash. Our net cash flow for the year produced a shortage of about $315,000. As Mr. Frie also reported, the board is looking at options for another rate increase. Our goal is to keep this increase to 6% of base revenue. On a good note, from a financial perspective for our members, is the wholesale cost of electricity and gas are down significantly. As members, you see the results of this in a lower cost adjuster on your bills. We have been able to take advantage of lower energy costs because we operate on the sixth cooperative principle, cooperation among cooperatives. Our relationship with Arizona's Generation and Transmission Cooperative has opened up to us some unique energy markets for both gas and electricity that result in a lower cost to you, the member. The fifth cooperative principle is education, training, and information. I'm pleased this year to present Director Dusty Robinette with her Board Leadership Certificate. This certificate represents many hours in study that helps board members be more effective as trustees of the cooperative. Coursework covers such topics as legal, employment, and management issues, understanding and using financial reports and statements, and energy markets and emerging trends. Congratulations to Dusty and all of our board members on the commitment to continuing education. 7 of our board members have earned their Credentialed Director Certificate, and 6 have earned their Board Leadership Certificate. Mr. Avila is already taking courses towards his Credentialed Director Certificate. What a blessing it is to have educated directors in our boardroom as we discuss complex situations. The 7th cooperative principle is concern for community. Mr. Fry mentioned the scholarships and other donations the cooperative has recently done. It has been a pleasure for me to work with a board who place such a high value of education, not just on themselves, but for the youth in our community. Many years ago, when I came to work for the co-op, I had the privilege of working alongside Ms. Judy White. In addition to her service to the cooperative, Judy was a valued member of the community. Judy was a graduate of Duncan High School, and for several years up until the time of her passing, she served on the governing board of the Duncan Unified School District. After her passing in 1998, the employees, the directors, and many other individuals and organizations donated time and money to set up a scholarship program in her memory. Since 1999, Duncan Valley has been awarding scholarships to graduating seniors from Duncan High School. The scholarship may be used to help pay for continuing education at a college or trade school of the student's choice. Each year, Duncan Valley's Board of Directors choose 3 judges from the membership to serve on a scholarship committee that reviews and evaluates the submitted applications and chooses the recipients of these scholarships. Members of this committee have found this to be a very difficult process, choosing only a handful of students from so many outstanding applicants. The scholarship committee wishes to thank each of these applicants for their time and effort and wish each of them the best of luck in their future endeavors. On behalf of the employees, directors, and scholarship committee, it is my privilege to present awards to 3 students who will each receive a $2,000 scholarship. Congratulations to Eli Fry, Caitlin Lunt, and Megan Van Sickle. Eli will be pursuing a degree in animal science, focusing on animal nutrition. Caitlin will be pursuing a business degree, focusing on marketing and public relations. And Megan is pursuing a career in the medical field with a desire to become a nurse practitioner. I wish each of you the best for your futures. In 1985, the cooperative made a long-term commitment to send a few high school juniors each year on a trip to Washington, D.C. as part of a nationwide cooperative youth program. This program gives our youth a deeper understanding of the history of our nation and also gives them some hands-on, practical knowledge of how government works and the role cooperatives have in being active in government affairs. Let's watch a short video report of last year's students.
It's important to send people here because not only do you get to learn a lot about government and history, but you learn a lot of leadership skills as well as talking skills with other people. I'm Terralyn Nilsson. I go to Duncan High School, and Duncan Valley Electric Cooperative sent me on this trip. The most memorable part was probably the Arlington Cemetery. I've had family members that have fought in wars, and I just feel like them risking their lives is a huge part of why we're where we are as a country today. So it was just really breathtaking to see all that and see how many people have truly risked their lives for that.
Mount Vernon has to be my favorite so far. I love kind of the business side of things, and being able to see George Washington's business that he had running going for him was really cool. I am looking forward to seeing the Declaration of Independence and National Archives and the Constitution, being able to see what our country is built upon. I am Caitlin Lunt. I am from Duncan High School, and I'm sponsored by the Duncan Valley Electric Cooperative. It's important that Duncan sends students like myself because it really pushes us out of our comfort zone, and we learn that we can do hard things that are super scary.
Cooperatives are the best business model on earth, and what I'm trying to do is make sure that young people really understand the value of this business model and the fact that it's a member-owned and member-governed business. Hi, my name's Adam Schwartz, and I'm with the Cooperative Way, and I want young people to understand that they can have a career and indeed a purpose by working for cooperatives.
Most impactful, I think, would be learning about cooperatives. I wasn't exactly sure what cooperatives were before this trip, and learning about that, learning about the different opportunities and connections that I'll make throughout this trip is something that I think has really impacted me. My name is Lorenzo Harris. I go to Duncan High School, and Duncan Valley Electric Cooperative sponsored me on this trip. We heard about several different former youth tour participants who have gone on to, intern here in Washington, maybe for think tanks or for members of Congress. And so that really gave me the idea to look into that a little bit more. And so I think that it's important that people from our area come on this trip so that kids have an opportunity to explore our country and our history, and we have an opportunity to go back home and make a change in our community. I'm really looking forward to the congressional visits, I think.
I was hoping to learn today more about electricity and energy in our district and in our state and how that impacts us and taxpayers.
I'd like to talk to our representatives, see about the issues facing our community, see what I can do, and maybe learn about different opportunities to work here in the future. I have enjoyed meeting new people. In our hotel, we have several different groups staying from different states, and so it's been fun talking to them and talking about their experiences and trading pins. So you can see I've got lots of pins and stickers here. It's been fun.
Tennessee has to be my favorite, which this is their pin right here. This is one of their pins because they say y'all a lot, and I say y'all too, but the way they say it is just so much better. So I absolutely love their accent.
I actually don't have as many pins as a lot of other people, but it definitely made it easier to talk to people, icebreaker for conversations. It gives you comfort in knowing that you can do things like this, just going out and being able to be friendly and make friends, talk to people. I just want to thank Duncan Valley Electric Cooperative for believing in us and for giving us this opportunity and knowing that we could handle it.
I would like to thank Duncan Valley Electric Cooperative for sponsoring me, and I've had a blast, and I really can't wait to get back home and tell them about it.
I'd like to say thank you to the Duncan Valley Electric Cooperative for sending me here and giving me this amazing opportunity, and for also just being such a big part of our lives and having concern for their community, and for keeping the lights on. That's good too. Appreciate that.
This year, as is usually the case, our judges had a tough time selecting representative students to send to DC. Because this trip has been canceled due to the current pandemic, the Board of Directors is exploring options on a way to reward these students for earning the privilege of representing our cooperative and our community. On behalf of the judges and directors, we wish to congratulate Lauren Bastine, Melissa Claridge, and Jason McGrath as representatives for the 2020 Washington Youth Tour. With so many of our directors having experience in the education field, it is no surprise they support our youth in their educational efforts. A few months ago, our Community Engagement Committee started exploring a way we could encourage some of our adults to remain in the education game. The end result is an award this year to a post-high school cooperative member who is enrolled in a college or trade school. Congratulations to Amy Evans as the winner of our $1,000 continuing education scholarship. Lastly, I wish to cover cooperative principle number 2, democratic member control. Each year, as part of our annual meeting events, we hold director elections by mail. For the election of director from District 1, Judy McKinley received 97 votes and Sam Lacey 31 votes. Ms. McKinley will retain her seat on the board. In District 2, Leon Reynolds ran unopposed, receiving 96 votes. With no write-in candidates receiving enough qualifying votes, Mr. Reynolds will retain his seat. Also in District 3, Johnnie Frie ran unopposed, receiving 51 votes. Also with no candidate receiving enough qualifying votes, Mr. Frie will retain his seat. I want to thank Dusty Robinette, who served as our election chair this year, and thank you, the members who participated in this important process of the cooperative. From the submitted ballots, door prize winners have been drawn. The winners will receive a certificate in the mail. I want to take just a moment and say how grateful I am to be part of our cooperative and especially part of our community. This pandemic situation has certainly proven that we are adaptable and that as a cooperative we can still meet our members' needs in the face of challenges. I'm a witness that our community does what great communities always do in times of crisis. We serve one another. Mr. Fry talked about a return to some type of normal. It is my hope that with this return to normal, we each hold on to the commitment to community that is so important in all of our lives. Thank you and be safe.